What is up, YouTube and Twitch gang? Today, we're back at it with gosh diggity darn Danganrompa. Presumably, the final trial. We have to expose all the secrets. And who killed the dead body. Okay. I'm nervous. On the surface, I'm still nervous. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto.
Listen.
Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. Where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet?
However,
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. And just like you said, they were there soon. Byakuya. Byakuya? They arrived one after another. But they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hero? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was a deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
you called for me and so I appeared.
Late.
I'm on fire.
Strong silent master, so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My loins are ablaze. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you wouldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be a boy, girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Bunch of haters. Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy Gus faces. I see. Okay, well then, let's begin. The final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaxium sorrow.
That's fine.
You're right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know.
Unbelievable.
And if there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every time. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square.
Today, I'm feeling.
And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope.
Stop talking.
Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below.
You guys.
So don't try and run away. Laughing as loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever.
In the name of my
This will be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first in the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Green. Nobody made eye contact. Nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator.
Hey,
They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other.
however.
You know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so.
However.
Well, you can tell us about it soon. At a class trial. You're right. I'm ready.
So.
Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. It's time. I started to make my way towards the opening. Step after step, that gaping maw. I'd resolved that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally on steady legs. I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper, deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. It's a lot of deepers. Way too deep. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later. I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site? What do you think? It's just perfect background for deciding a person's fate. It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle. And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in the vacant 16th seat.
Chills,
Well then, let's begin. That seems suspicious that he's taking the 16th seat. Very suspicious. Yeah, let's open the handbook. Check out our truth bullets real quick. Let's see what we're packing. Monokuma file, we know that. The explosion. I think it was killed beforehand, all that. Places to check. I don't think that'll really come in handy. Monokuma control room. Obviously, it's the control room where they control Monokuma. The tarp that we know is now from the biolab. Her profile, which I don't think says anything specific except like her, what's it? Yeah. over measurements. The ultimate despair is a group. The hidden room present is the headmaster in a box. What of Kyoko and the headmaster? Their family. The headmaster's Kyoko's dad. All that jazz. Headmaster's in hymn book. Lets us access anything basically. The locker notepad. Yasuhiro was supposedly here, or someone with the exact same name and the exact same interest and all that. Notebook. Locker pocket, same thing, but for Kyoko, and it had a message. The biolab's secret, which I don't know exactly what the secret is. I'm guessing the point is that there's like it's a morgue. I guess that's a secret. It's a morgue. And the lights basically say if there's a body in there, if there's an air, or if it's empty. Group photo, which, you know, is just a little weird. That's, I mean, the group photo, that's all you need to see. That's basically what the group photo evidence is. Genocide Jack's memory, the fact that they don't share memory. Kyoko's account. Kyoko attests to both the stab wounds and the blow to the head were inflicted after death. So they were killed by the several several wounds several days ago. The interview DVD that has everyone consenting to being locked in here forever. Okay. That's all I need to know. All rise.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school,
We'll all graduate?
you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Hmm?
Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me!
Okay, this guy's on to something.
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it!
I'm guessing we're gonna dispute that.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my
I'm
own.
guessing everyone has the group photo.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
They're all stupid.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
No.
Hey, how is that fair to spin it to where I can't even see the words? It's cheating.
It's not just you. I have evidence too.
What?
Oh, I missed it. I wonder how.
I didn't. I'm fine.
The evidence
I somehow
you're all
sniped it.
referring to is this group photo,
I saw
even-
it through the
right?
middle, but I didn't have enough focus.
I didn't even slow down. In fact,
Well,
No.
yeah.
I didn't actually speed up, but that would have been hilarious.
Wait, but mine's different. With the picture
Okay,
you
I pressed
have,
the wrong button and then I ran out of
I'm
focus, but I got it.
But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Why are they hiding Junko's face? Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe just too much beauty for us to withhold. It sounds a little weird, but I figured as much. In which
Hero,
case,
You have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
okay, why would she possibly be facing the other direction there too? Eating donuts. Not she's eating donuts, but wait, it's a soldier. Oh yeah, soldier's eating there.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
The proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. And that person is the ones who got the photos. Monokuma isn't in it, to be fair.
In each case,
It's
the only
true.
one not in the picture is the person who received it.
Was Toko not in the pictures, by the way? No,
So,
she is.
in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture
Oh my
Nina got, she's the only one missing.
God, Sakura is like that form. It's crazy.
And in the picture Hero got, he's the only one missing.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
What if he's not missing? Of course, he'd be the one to take a picture of everyone at the pool.
Each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
The DVD. But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma's trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it that's sticking at me?
Can
Listen.
I see everyone's group photo one more time?
Is it the fact that Junko's not facing it?
Directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Unless it's like, oh, the windows of the school are blocked off. There's something unusual about these group photos. What is it? I need to compare one, or each of them one at a time. Where's Junko here? Ah, getting splashed in the face. How convenient.
In a picture. Of all things.
Also facing the opposite direction there. And in there. And there. There's something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something. Group photo's been added to the truth bullets. It was already in the truth
Just
bullets.
forget about the photo already. Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo. I'm still pissed about
Thing
that.
is, I was like, what if you didn't notice that Junko was like the one hidden, you know? Like, what if you're like, I actually don't
And
know.
on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
I just don't see what Junko would have to do with this.
So you think they're fake?
Because we can confirm she's dead. She was literally absolutely massacred by a million javelins. It was a Gungnir, right? That's what they said it was.
No. I assure you, they're quite real.
What are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah, I don't remember ever taking a picture like that. So it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Heck yeah, I guessed the word perfectly.
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember.
I'm excited.
taking this picture
I bet
either.
it's gonna be really easy.
But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember the picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. I'm not even there yet, or am I there? Hangman's Gambit? Okay. So we got here. Amnesia. Yes. Before it even said any words, I just looked up how many letters it was.
I guess before any of that, I'm a genius.
That doesn't even make sense.
How do you just... that looks like the exact amount of letters of amnesia. It's not something you know off the dome.
Well, it's something I knew. Off the dome. How'd you know before we even showed up?
Well, I just figured it wouldn't be like memory or memory loss, like amnesia, and then bang, there it was.
That's all letters like. Amnesia. It has to be.
Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
It's only natural they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, then or they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. There's one other way to prove it besides the pictures. The DVD! That is so many options. Why?
You're saying we all got
Seems a little
spontaneous
unnecessary.
amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid. Obviously.
So there's literally only one option I can shoot?
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything.
You're wrong! You know nothing.
Never get told.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's nothing like that.
Why do we even just like... I feel like we should just not dignify her thing with a response, you know? I really think that's the way, right?
It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean
I mean all of us, including you.
you lie? I never did any kind of interview.
You lost your memories. Oh,
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it
I'm a
sounds
genius.
absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed, we only have one path in front of us.
Then we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come Come. That hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original
You mean
motive.
The motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, when they killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. Okay, well, it's probably the middle one.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles away. Because masterminds always lurk off in the background, right?
Okay, well, the Monokuma control panel makes sense. So, I'm positive they're somewhere in the school. Otherwise, there's no way they could have controlled that machine.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
Million miles away.
Does make me so sure.
Good boy.
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is...
No.
There we go. We're doing good. We're doing work, dude. We're doing work. We're solving the
There's
crime.
question
No mistakes
that
so
the
far.
mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
He's literally sitting in the 16th student's spot.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
Oh, I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants. All of them were high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Week since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Okay.
Well, it's not me!
I blame Makoto!
What? Why me?
Cuz! It's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it. The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic.
Is Makoto thinking, wait, am I the mastermind? How'd this happen? How do I know?
The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
Now we have access to the biolab and the other places.
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
No, we definitely did. We figured it had to have been the back of the head smack.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No,
You're wrong.
that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Makoto's actual cause of death must have been the other wounds.
I got it!
I knew it from the very get-go.
The wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
Made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago. So they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know.
But she was flawless.
You're wrong.
She denied me before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean, you think I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? I'm sure this will be the profile then. Because this is where it said she, yeah, her profile makes it only sense.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Oh, I'm a sniper, Jared. I'm so good.
No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle.
My PC also is like trying to send me that notification every hour, and it gives like a 10-minute heads up before it's just gonna restart my PC. So
The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much.
not
Despite
this
the time
PC.
she
I'm at
spent
the
in
PC.
Battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway,
No response.
so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yeah, if she was that good of a soldier to where she's sustained no injury in any of those battles, the fact that she would somehow lose against anyone by getting hit in the back of the
When
head seems weird.
examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Are those where all the attacks were? Do we know what those wounds are, though?
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night?
Was that really
Frodo,
last night?
You said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
Did any of the one who attacked me? I can't think of anyone else. Mukuro, the headmaster, the mastermind.
I got it! The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me. But I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
No, there's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face. Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo, comparing that to the mass attacker. Yeah, look, they literally have their hand up. The other one maybe not up, but when they were dead, they would have been facing face up, which means they would have had the Fenrir tattoo on that hand. It should be obvious. Monokuma file number 5. I don't think that's going to be the answer.
You never saw their face, right?
I'm going to copy
So
something.
you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing
Okay,
your
so
face,
that's probably the lie right
there's
there.
Another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
Oh,
Maybe
God.
the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot?
Now I'm going to have to remember which...
Or could it be the hips?
Okay, let's see. I'm going to face the walls if I was attacking. Or if I was face dead down. In that position. Would have been my right, right? Yeah, right hand. Right?
Yeah, are you that desperate to not get one wrong?
It would have to be right hand.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro.
You rat, Monokuma!
You're wrong.
You dirty,
Even
filthy
without seeing
rat!
her face, there's another part of the
What'd
attacker
it do?
we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part?
I'm
Is
angry.
it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the
He's a monster, dude. I copied the right hand first, right? But what he does white noise, and then immediately after, more white noise.
So you can't have
Yeah, that got me
any
too.
idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro.
No, it's wrong.
I figured it would be the right hand, just 'cause it's more likely for them to be right-handed than left-handed. I also could have thought about, since we were facing them, it was on their left. But since they'd be facing, it would have been their right, but whatever.
I suppose to remember.
Representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo.
Well, I'm just smarter, I guess.
But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me.
In fact, probably quite the opposite. I work harder and not smarter. But I work harder to be smarter. That sounds like dumb. Whatever.
There was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her.
Can we really prove that? We're just trusting Makoto and his memory, you know?
But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, you know, someone else, right?
Wrong. They were all together and Kyoko wasn't there.
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire
Kyoko was
night.
kind of here, but she would also been wearing gloves. Get wrecked.
We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it could have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her.
The gloves.
Uh-oh. No snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Her hands.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything. She whips off her glove, her right hand scorched, or presumably scorched. Kyoko was removing her gloves.
Your hands!
Not thinking, I let out a gasp. It's more than just a little burnt skin.
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her glove back on.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively
That's so
grotesque
mean.
scars of yours. Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
That's impossible, though. Isn't it? Well, I guess it's not technically impossible. Let me try to think. Well, the only person alive would be the 16th student at this point. And that's their body. But someone's still controlling Monokuma. Presumably the 16th student. So unless the 16th student is two people, there's no way they're dead, and it had to have been a dead body. There's literally no other answer, right? Like, there's literally no other answer. Because they said the mastermind is one of the students, too. And literally 10 dead, presumably, right? Or more so we know 9 are dead. And then there's the 7 alive. And the alternative would be that the 16th student who's controlling Monokuma right now is dead. You know? And, I don't know if that adds up. You know, I feel like that just seems really, like, easy to know, though, right? Like, are they just not thinking that the person controlling Monokuma has to be alive right now in there?
Yes.
That just seems like a very big that would be, like, the first thing I noticed. I'm like, wait, someone else control Monokuma, then wouldn't they be there right now? That just seems stupid. Anyway, I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. You guys enjoy looking at the dog.
after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
Wouldn't it actually be crazy to get away with the murder by just keeping it in the morgue? Some of the things they didn't have access to the morgue, but you know, there's only one place I can think of. Anywhere else would have been stored. The kitchen, the pool.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body, and it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Do we think the chicken's in the morgue?
Then you're also saying
have
the
my
body was
doubts.
moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened.
Wouldn't that be genius though?
In fact, I have proof.
I mean, yeah.
Like if for the 10th body they just put a chicken body in there, and if you consider there, and then you think 10 would be dead, that would have certainly threw me off the trail. Because I wouldn't have thought anything about there being a missing dead body, except for the fact that it's not possible. Or yeah, proof that Joe's body was carried from the biolab to the garden. Something that made its way from the biolab to the garden. The tarp.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden?
Can I just say I still haven't messed up yet? So like, you know, just like remember this half of the trial,
tarp
or
that we
third,
found in
or
the
fourth,
garden.
fifth, sixth.
When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
Wow, you made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
But that's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
You talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Inconsistency of the biolab? Could you be talking about?
La, la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to put myself together and think. The inconsistency of the biolab. Could you be talking about?
By the way, Makoto, what about that one
Stop
thing?
cutting me off, Monica. I'm trying to solve a murder here.
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
What? What about my family?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
See, that headmaster looks kind of like my dad, but that's not possible because I feel like I'd know that my dad was the headmaster.
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why is Monokuma just sending me on like this?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family?
I'm sure they're
Are
fine.
they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be the one area where the numbers don't match up. Okay, well, definitely talking about the little fridge things. The moment of truth.
Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! 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 I'm not listening!
What? He just ignored me though.
What? What do
Did
you want?
he do the same with you?
I'm not
What?
listening!
Oh.
This should
They said
prevent-
nothing about me having to cycle there. They didn't even give me options. And it wasn't even saying I was wrong. It was like, it deflected off. I'm like, what?
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is the lights.
That's cool. That might have been technically my first mistake.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Whatever. Frick that.
Like I said before,
I'm not considering that a mistake.
Biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
There was only
But I
9.
counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
9 lights doesn't make sense. The number of lights that should be on is 10.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
So I should have put the chicken in there.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right. The key to solving this mystery. Sayaka died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chihiro was fourth. Mando was fifth. Sayaka was sixth, and Hifumi was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. And victim number 10 was Mukuro. So 10 people in all.
Right.
Any other number?
Other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then, whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there's less bodies than murders, the explanation for more murders than victim. Why is that? Why would it take, or what would it take for that to make sense? Only 9 murders took place. The mastermind destroyed the body. The same person was killed twice. I guess the only 9 murders took place makes sense, but also the same person was killed twice makes sense. I'm gonna do that.
What about if the same person was killed twice?
Well, I don't think that's exactly how it works, though. You know. But
Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far. But one of the victims
It's
may
a
have been
stupid
murdered,
one.
and then murdered again.
Murdered and
I died.
murdered again.
Ooh, get wrecked.
If that's the case,
Girl died too.
there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
But the body announcement things.
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still.
Because it's only the first time you find them and stuff like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It would have to be Mukuro, right? Because the tattoo and
It was
everything.
Mukuro, of course.
Yeah.
Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on!
What does that even mean? She was killed as someone else.
Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Make your argument, okay. Monokuma file number 5. I don't think that helps us figure out anything.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu... whatever?
Nuremberg.
Or maybe Sakura Ogami?
And they laugh at the
No,
same time.
no. There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
Mukuro died from the wounds she had all over her body. Wasn't there someone else who suffered that same sort of injury?
Who is this someone else that Mukuro
Is it, do I do the murdered twice thing there? Just the Monokuma
Was it
file.
Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshi? No.
Okay, it was murdered twice. Is that the stupid one you said or no?
Junko.
Weird.
Huh?
Was that the one that was stupid where you had to click the murdered twice?
No. It's a hangman.
Ah.
Her fatal injury pretty
I'm excited
similar
now.
to Mukuro's?
To be fair, yes, it was very similar.
Well, remember what happened to her?
That's what Junko's face looks like, so why hide Junko's face?
She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered,
And the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
so let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again.
Does that really help us though? Because if Mukuro was Junko, then it still doesn't say who the 16th student is. Because the picture would be Mukuro dead, but Mukuro's just going by Junko, right? Because you could argue, oh, it's Junko is the 16th person, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know? Because that person was as Junko. That would mean there was two Junkos. But then where was the other Junko? I don't know. Maybe it's a mysterious thing. Monokuma's a 16th
Only
student.
this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro
Actually, no.
Ikusaba.
Yeah, because it says there's only those 16 students, and now we know the other identity. And if that person was pretending to be Junko, then Junko would still exist. And technically, we never got a Monokuma file on that one because they were killed by Monokuma. Maybe that's why they did it.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
Then, it's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... what does it all mean?
That's what I'd be thinking too, except for the fact that there's 16 students, and if they were the same person, it'd just be 15 students. So, Junko would still have to be alive?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, 1 is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive.
Well, Mukuro is dead, because they do have the dead sign, and that was added at the first murder. So it's whoever's in the 16 slots, the one that's not dead. But the one who would be that would be Junko. Right?
She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be.
No, because we can confirm she's the one that's dead. Junko would have to be the one alive.
Silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? There's no way. There's no way Mukuro Ikasaba's still alive.
The body we found in the garden.
Right?
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
If that to be true, then what could have been her body then that couldn't have been the body we found in the garden. Is that really possible?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
True, that couldn't have been her body found in the garden. But we know it's her body. But how do we know it's her body?
The body we
Oh,
found in
I
the
guess her
garden.
profile says her stuff.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
I'm guessing I have to do this one thing where they say the mastermind is Mukuro, because that would be a lie. So we'd say it's a lie because this is definitely Mukuro's body. Right?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her.
No, I guess it could be the first one.
Mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
So I guess
What do
it
you
could be
say,
the first one.
Monokuma?
Do you give up?
I'll try the first one, then I'll try the second one.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
That's also a lie. Technically, they were both lies, though, and it proves it using the profile. You know, but...
The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that course.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
So I mean, it looked like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Well, it would have to be Junko. They disguised themselves as Junko, and then they died as Junko. So Junko wouldn't actually be dead.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
You know, I have a question, though. Right? If Junko's still alive, right? Isn't Junko's dorm room still there? Right? And wouldn't that be Junko's door room? Or, like, room door? So wouldn't that mean she would have had to sleep in her dorms? Or else she would have been punished?
Logically.
I find a weird loophole, Jared.
Huh?
A plot hole, even.
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem
The
to be
loophole in the game
only other
itself.
explanation.
Again, I don't think it's a loophole, but I think it's more of a plot hole, in a sense. Something missed.
But we saw her get impaled.
Don't know the answer.
right
It
before
doesn't
our
make
very eyes.
sense. Found another second stupid thing.
If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
No, we already said she was pretending to be Junko.
I'm not even positive I have the right answer as an option here.
You yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
No matter what it is, it will not make sense. That much I can assure you.
But now that you mention it,
I'm gonna do.
gently
Okay.
placed my hand on Junko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for pulse, if they like to do in movies and stuff, but really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check absolutely, and I can say for
She
sure
was dead.
she was dead.
There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud.
It wasn't Junko?
Too bad, too bad.
That is literally the
This
only
case
answer.
hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
Unless it's a mysterious 17th option, but that doesn't make sense because they already said all the people that was going to be there. If Mukuro's dead, that Junko being dead isn't actually Junko being dead. That shouldn't even say Junko's name. It should say Mukuro's name. And so Junko would still be alive in Monokuma's seat.
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Huh?
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Didn't we literally just go over, though, that she died as Junko? That she pretended to be Junko?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
Did I just somehow gain that information out of nowhere? That's not what they said? How could Junko survive? I checked her and she was dead, I'm sure of it. But as if she were alive somehow. You mean that Junko's not the one that died? It wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely? Maybe she used some sort of trick. Is this Hangman's Gambit? Ah! Switcheroo! Okay, so I'm guessing this is a weird Hangman's Gambit. Ah, replace. And then ED.
Now I understand.
Okay.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Why couldn't it have been switched? You know, why replaced?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
What? What kind of argument's that?
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
No, we have to be onto something here. That's some way I need to figure out how to explain how they could have they switched to the moment of death. They switched to the beginning. They switched after death. They would have had to switch to the beginning.
I got it!
Only place they really could solve the reason.
They have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So you're saying the Junko we first met?
Wait though. If that's the case, we haven't even seen Junko's face yet. Because if that was Mukuro dressed up as Junko, then that wouldn't even be Junko, that would be Mukuro. So we still have no idea what Junko's face looks like? Are you telling me this could have been easily solved if we just knew what Junko's face looked like? Wasn't she on the cover of all the magazines and everything? How could we have not noticed?
Before they did say it was
Actually
Photoshop.
Mukuro all along?
They said it was Photoshop?
A flimsy excuse. Like that's what her face on the magazines was.
Yeah, to be fair though, when we talked to her
If
about
we
that,
even
that
noticed
was a
looked
faker.
different.
That would have been the Mukuro one. Did we notice it looked that different?
Yeah, because that's why she said that it was Photoshop. Like, you know, you look a little different than I remember you.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Then we'd already met her?
Bro, now I want to look at the cover of the magazine.
Like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
They could have covered it up.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there were the fake nails found on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
But were they saying the gaping hole in logic? That she could have put makeup on it when they attacked Makoto? Or they could have put the foundation on the hand when they attacked Makoto in that way. Because it still would have melted away afterwards.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure. Making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
See, I'm guessing they never said that, but I somehow, from what they said, made it sound like they said they swapped places. Or maybe they did and they just completely overlooked it. Because I'm pretty sure they literally said that Mukuro died as Junko. And I'm like, oh, so that would happen. And then they acted like that wasn't what happened. And now they're acting like they're just figuring out that's what happened.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
Wait, I thought you finished this game? No.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
So he still refused to admit it, but he tried to save us all he wants. It doesn't matter. Because they've already figured it out. He tried to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Would that just be the first thing? Monokuma file? Okay, and I don't think this is what I need to corner Monokuma. Looks like I embarrassed myself. What do you mean? It literally is. Okay. That's what. Okay. During our latest investigation.
That's it.
Well, the group photo, but that wasn't during the latest investigation. Right? The fatal injury, right? But would that be part of... No, that wouldn't be part of the other ones. Okay, and? I don't think this is what I need. What do you mean? These are both things that give it away! What kind of bullcrap? Was it the DVD? Because it cut off the DVD, right?
I got it!
Oh, yeah, because I'm just supposed to know that?
AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
What kind of how am I supposed to know it didn't show Junko? It cut off and you said, oh yeah, it showed Byakuya, this person as well. Am I just supposed to know? Oh!
The reason that confused me is because Kyoko still watched it. Meaning she would have seen
Yeah, she watched the whole thing.
And that's why I was like, no, that couldn't be it. Because then I would just be hiding it from me. But nope, here we are.
That just seems... But...
Like cheating.
How are we supposed to know it was hidden? Did they even say that it was... Didn't they literally just say it was everyone on there? It wasn't just a monitor.
Said everyone, they gave a few examples, which I guess was just all that it was.
And of course, when the DVD player was playing more. What the heck just happened? Oopsie, it looks like it broke out of service. What? It just so happened to break just now? And then the failure could check anywhere in time. That's a failure, is right.
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. And the reason
I thought we were done the video. It gave no indication that we weren't done the video. Right?
It cut out.
Yeah, but I thought it was more like, oh, now you can't take it with you. You know? So you can't, like, show everyone else.
is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah. If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
What about Kyoko though?
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
It wasn't a fluke. The Mastermind's definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. The Mastermind tried to cover up one piece of evidence. I've got to reveal that. The moment of truth. Oh, God.
Punishment is waiting for you. Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up. That's impossible. That's impossible.
Photo.
This should prove it.
I can tell you the one thing.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up.
I thought for sure it was like, could have been
Same
the...
thing with this group photo.
I thought for sure it would have been the Monokuma file, seeing as they said, can't find the identity. Right? Or like, I don't know. That's what I figured, please. The DVD didn't make a lot of sense to me, though. Because, like, I thought we just watched the entire video and it just didn't want us getting it out to share it with everyone else. So it's like, they'd have to just trust me. So I'd have to convince everyone, you know?
Uh-oh. I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten.
Oh yeah, I forgot to make a light bow gun build yesterday. And the stat is heavy.
In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Those things is common in all these pictures. Her face is blocked. Junko's face.
I got it! Junko's face.
In World Light Bowgun just doesn't cut it damage-wise. Yeah, I think that's the one I tried using and it took forever to kill any monster.
The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
In endgame, I spawned you no damage, I'd imagine. Thinking if the beginning of the game you don't do damage.
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture.
Even a
don't you
tenderizer
think?
select? Unlucky.
And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko.
No, it's that normal one ammo is garbage. Never use it on either. That's all I'm gonna use. It's free ammo.
Which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed.
You gotta use real ammo. Normal ammo is best ammo. Tell me I'm wrong.
That the Junko in the pictures
You'll never kill.
wasn't the
Nah.
Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe
You're wrong.
everything Makoto
Not you,
said
King
is
Frog.
true.
Someone else.
Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
Oh, yeah. You don't count.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place,
Still you are. Bad.
making it look like she died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game.
Normal one, isn't it? It's literally the best ammo in the game. It's infinite, unlimited ammo.
She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run.
You have to craft ammos or you won't make it. But Can you get like free ammo from just like the starter chest, you know? Like 4 spread shots and like 3 other ammo. High rank becomes literally impossible.
I'll prove everything right now.
Easy, I just won't use guns. Okay. What was the identity of the ultimate fashionistas who I met in the main hall? I'm guessing this one where it shows Junko being kind of weird. You have to do a lot of damage for guns. Oh, and yes, you do. That's just to start with. Yeah. Where did the mastermind keep Mukuro's body? In the refrigerator. The mastermind attacked me with something. What was it? Did they really even attack me? When the mastermind attacked me, who was it that stopped them? How am I supposed to know which one is the like Yoko that helped me? I guess this one shows more of Yoko. After the surprise attack failed, the mastermind fled my room, or fled the room. Is this them fleeing the room? What did the mastermind do with the mask after they took it off? I'm guessing this indicates that I put it on the dead body, or they put it on the dead body. Actually, this might be them leaving. What was the condition of the dead body when I first found it in the garden? We couldn't identify the mysterious body because it got blown up. Yeah, this looks pretty good. Literally it's the same one, so I don't think so. Okay, let's try reenacting it.
Exactly what happened. We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusawa. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima.
Why kill them though?
Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko Enoshima!
But you still don't know what she looks like.
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the mastermind. She's the real Junko
Anyway,
Enoshima.
Looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen it, her too, somewhere. It was definitely before I got to the school. Or before I got to school, the first day in the main hall, before arriving at school, in the headmaster's room.
I got it! That's right! It was before I ever came to this school. I remember seeing a magazine cover. And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
I've seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like it doesn't quite match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course, those are totally photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited the heck and back with this computer and junk, and so they aren't real.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along.
I mean, they look pretty similar, though. Like, their face, I mean, obviously the outfit and hair and stuff, but the, like, face.
That explains why she didn't quite
This
seem
one
the
had freckles.
same. because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins.
Twins!
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Anashiro! And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now.
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell. I even get fucking bored with myself. But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she
I like
was your
Junko.
twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if!
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the three atrocities: atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
Are those really the three atrocities?
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal, just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
What? Huh? This wasn't supposed to. Why me?
So, you figured it out? Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill. We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret.
So psychotic.
So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad? That's why it gets me so excited. Killing my precious sister with my own 2 hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair. It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair. After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts.
Yeah.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No. I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Cause on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood. Huh? Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow! You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer, so how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Damn straight. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then we'll have our victory.
I can't wait.
All right, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrancing exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma told us, the memories that were stolen from us and what they must be related to. The class trials, the motives. Really have anything to do with any of these? Oh. The ending? No. The class trials? Yeah, I guess they did say that. Or the... Yeah, I guess just class trials. What? Hey, he's right. I don't remember thinking about any of the other class trials. Other class trial memories are totally gone. I remember them just fine. The real problem is you're an idiot. Oh. Then it must be the only one that stole my memories, nobody else's. Dang, no, that's what I think about it. I didn't even need to steal your memories because of how stupid you are. Here's taking disappointing to a whole new level. Look like I embarrassed myself. Well, I thought the point was they had to take our memories for the class trial so we'd kill each other. But I guess the motives. But I guess the motives, he means everything.
I got it.
Why to get rid of our everything so we kill each other, which must mean the motives.
You provided to try and get us to kill each other, right?
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so important. It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
A theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
Even the motive Monokuma was given for this murder. DVDs. On DVD, the footage of my family. Sayaka was her and her friends. They had a dream they all shared. So the first murder and motive were given to human connection, international relations, love triangles.
I got it! The driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships. For example, your friends.
Well, let's not say your friends, but okay.
For example, your family.
A little backwards.
I ruined all those relationships and showed you the results. It was to motivate your desire to escape and kickstart your urge to kill. But still, what a cruel thing to do.
You're the one that did it!
Yes, well, I'm perfectly happy to accept your disapproval.
Okay! Time for the next question! So, what was the theme for the second motive?
That was the embarrassing secrets. As we got those weird envelopes from Monokuma, mine mentioned how I used to wet the bed, and the theme of that one was the past, the meaning of life, a strong heart. I'm guessing the past.
I got it! It was our past, right?
Yay! Makoto got it right again! That time, the theme was... embarrassing memories and secrets! Yeah! And the whole reason Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
The money. The theme for third murder was, when Celeste turned the murder was, she wanted to buy a European castle and live there with a bunch of handsome men. That time, the motive for murder was greed.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again! Goddamn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Betrayal, trust. The motive in the case of Sakura's death was, what was that made Sakura decide to kill herself? It had to do with Monokuma exposing secrets, so the theme of that one was betrayal.
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
But what's the point? What meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships, secrets, money, betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world. This is what we refer to as the seed of despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the seed of despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. You guys enjoy staring at Junko. Not too hard, you perverts. I'm watching you. In a bag.
What I'm trying to say is, the seed of despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
How could taking away someone's memories give them hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
What? Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to leave?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Yeti slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see the outside world.
The outside
You
world.
mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
What the? Why is...
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? The whole thing's
That
insane.
world is locked away within the memories that were taken from you. If you can't remember, please just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial!
Okay, I don't see how any of these are useful. Yes, they are.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy, confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember any.
That's wrong. Because Genocide Jack has two sides memory coin.
Actually, she might remember.
Who might remember?
The other Toko, Genocide Jack. What? The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I see. If their memories are separate, then even if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places with her? No, absolutely not. That'd be like
I know someone who
forfeiting
can
my
convince her.
entire identity.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on now.
Dun, 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 dun! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer. Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye, aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So you didn't lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know? Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
More importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
The tragedy?
I like how she just had all this information the entire time. Oh crap.
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Just answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening, but it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
What?
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event. What is? Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
That would explain also why she had no reason to kill anyone. You know, because she doesn't want to leave.
Is now?
The world's been destroyed, get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling. Okay, so this big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster. Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history! And as a result, in basically no time flat! The world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
That's all there is to it? Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there.
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics. Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
Oh, I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is the true tragedy!
Okay, that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
How can the world just end? It's the world.
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you. It's the story of the Tagami Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
What? What did you say?
I'm glad to see you took the bait. You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Togami family?
It's a lot of good options.
Which one are you gonna pick?
First one.
Peasant.
Epic middle.
I had a feeling.
But I didn't say anything
That's
yet.
supposed to mean
Nothing.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it. Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative, don't you think?
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easily, I mean. Do you think I might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
What? What the hell are you talking about?
I can confirm that his entire family has died. Even the distant relatives. The Tagami name has perished.
Stop with these idiotic jokes!
Stop! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of divine punishment? You must learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone! The Togami family is destined to guide the world!
Hell, there is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
But hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
Huh? I don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago. I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks ago.
They really are totally forgetting that their memories are going, you know, and time passed.
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago, then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Have you considered the possibility that you're mistaken about that?
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding you right, it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Wait, what? 2 years ago? Does that mean, or what does that mean? I don't know.
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth. And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
And now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
Still, we have to answer somehow. If we don't, everything ends right now. The memories that were stolen from us. If what Juko says is true, if we first came here 2 years ago, then the rest of us only remembering getting here within the last few weeks or so. The memories they took from us. Our life at Hope's Peak, the tragedy, the entire past.
I got it! If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. Nope. No. Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe, but that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if that's the truth, then we have to accept it. Okay, I guess we have to use his notebook thing. The locker notebook.
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
You're wrong.
No, that's wrong.
You have gone to a single class.
Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why's my name written on it?
I found it in the locker room on the 2nd floor. If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
Wuzza, is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. Look, this is absolutely my handwriting without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hero, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events? This was your chance to build lasting friendships, right? And on top of that, something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game. Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world. Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out. This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves! I'm sick of expositioning all this shit!
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
I don't know what that means. When our memory or where memories come apart. Talking about the moment where we must have lost our memories. I can only think of one time. Just after I stepped foot in the main hall for the first time, and that was when I fainted.
I got it! lost my memories. I can't think of any time other than that day. When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof! Gone! Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other, but
by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
I think really the most despair they could really give us right now is giving us back our memories. Right?
Yeah.
Like at that point we'd understand everything that like happened and be like completely torn that all of our friends died. You know?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated. What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this!
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it. All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
The ultimate despair, all mankind.
Let's go back in time 2 years, okay?
Okay.
To when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst. Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it. I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story. Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once!
I'm paying attention.
So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! Ah, I said it twice!
Now, someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
The one that turned Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolated us here. The headmaster.
I got it! It could only have been the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside. That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair. I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's direction, you all went about your work like obedient little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro to get to work. And thus began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
You let us live? So we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
Because this was so much more than a simple high school death match. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why I...
Well, why don't you tell me?
What the mastermind did to show everyone in the outside world, that was broadcasting it. I'm guessing the word might be broadcast. Hijack. Okay. The Hangman's Gambits are cool, except for a lot of times they don't make a lot of sense. Like, obviously hijack makes sense here, but it's not really directly related, you know?
You're talking about you hijacking the airwaves.
Oh, actually, they actually included it in the little thing. That's a first.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another. Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious? But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them.
Expelled them?
I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
Well, sure, but I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
The way you said that, it was...
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
And if we did, then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Truth full of despair? That's...
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless. I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Meaningless? Then we've been murdering each other for nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates. We'd spent 2 years together.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding it. No argument, no understanding. What better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself, so I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying? If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world and you're all gunners for sure. Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them.
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
I mean, to be fair, they did kill their sister. That's undeniable.
And that's all it took for you to
And the people
start
trying to
killing
save them.
each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple. You stole our memories, invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into a corner. It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did you? Oh, and also, since this will be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting, of course.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
No, we just all vote for Despair to die. It's that simple.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
What?
You mean we just...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me and make your way to the outside world.
I mean, there's really no downside of voting out Despair, though, because then we just have control of this shelter, right? And then we can also decide to leave. It's not like we kill her and everything falls apart, right?
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
What are you saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec! I just got hit with an inspiration bomb! Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all! So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment!
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide who's gonna have to suck it down! Makoto, you're up!
Me? Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh punishment, and the rest of you will live here in peace.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished,
And then you
then you
almost lose
must
place.
all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me, but that's...
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
I do. It'd be stupid to sacrifice me, bro. Then we're just still under her, rule, basically, you know? I'd rather save Makoto, right? Have a clean conscience, everything go well, you know? And if the outside world's fricked, whatever, you know? The shelter's gonna run out of food eventually. We're gonna be hecked anyway, right? So, you know?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid. It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides,
Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right?
That's why he tried to trap you all here after all.
The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
Yeah, do it out of spite.
So
That's what I would do,
boring.
100%.
Stubborn till the very end, huh?
It's the right thing to do, and I can spite Junko.
That's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end. Your stupid hope.
And your stupid life.
The final vote. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone, I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up, to live in despair. That's not really living at all. It's gonna be a really long game of, I don't know, let's just make your argument.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab. If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
I feel like I know what I
All
have to
of
do
you
here.
will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting. So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
There's no hope left in the world. When you sleep, it's on the bed of despair. The world's in despair. You are in despair. If I don't do something, everyone's going to be consumed by despair. Okay, there's no hope in the world, but despair is contagious. Like you say. And so is hope. I'll use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
I think I see what needs to happen here. Never mind. I get fricked.
Shoot!
That's something I can say to persuade everyone.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope.
Okay.
Shoot! We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
What? I can't
If
shoot
I
my
were
own
to
thing?
die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know.
The only reason we're okay is thanks to the air. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all... All of you will have to go into the world outside.
So,
What are you gonna do? You just die.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
if I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know.
The only reason we're okay is
Thanks to the air If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt.
In other words, the communal life you've all... All of you will have to go into the world outside.
Okay, so, I guess I lose.
Shoot.
Okay, I guess I fail because I don't know what I'm possibly supposed to do. Has this development brought you splendid despair, or did it? Of course it did. You're not utterly hopeless, and my victory is desperately complete. And with despair in your heart, you know what time it is. So, yeah, are you ready? It's punishment time. This reality for us is over. What do you say? Give it another shot.
I refuse to
Okay,
give up.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here, because I can't shoot my own things, and it doesn't seem like anyone cares about what they care about. So. Unless.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak.
Oh god, it's something stupid. I knew it.
All my fortune-telling senses
What do you mean?
are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if
That's
we're
where I lose,
scared,
Edric. That's where I had to
we don't have
retry
any
the one
choice, do
time.
we? I want to keep on living.
Lucky.
I want
Yeah.
to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me.
Here's 5 bullets of your choice. Oh, by the way, use none of them. Get fricked.
And that's why. That's no matter what. I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die,
With hope as the bullet, faith as the gun, and love is all we need. You know?
Uh-huh.
And in this sense,
Faith in myself.
it makes sense.
By the way, the air outside is
Hope is a
totally
4-letter
clean
word.
now. The only reason we're
Yeah.
okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
Don't lose hope now.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about all this. And I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm.
Now, it's makes you seem a little grim. And it's a joke, right? But to be fair, what Sakura would do is kill herself for everyone else. Right? But if I took that advice as Makoto, I'd be the one that would choose hope to die. You know? Just saying. Just saying.
That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why Yeah! I've made up my mind!
I like this outcome better, though. Unless we all die. In which
We
case.
won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to
I like how I
die,
didn't even think about doing the hope thing until after I
that would
failed.
be the end
But to be
of Hope's
fair,
Peak Academy.
it seems like after that, there was no possible way I could use any of those bullets to really help. You know?
By the way,
The air outside, the only reason we're up is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want.
if I die,
The purifiers will screech to it.
In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will... Meh.
Don't lose hope now.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end.
I decided.
By the way, the only reason we're is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want. If I die, in other words, the communal life you've all been.
I can keep on living as long as I have my Master's love.
all of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting.
Don't lose hope now.
You know, it'd be cool if they would have introduced me to a new rule saying that you can do multiple things. That probably would have helped too. But it's fine. It's fine.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you? Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Togami family isn't dead, because I'm still alive. So until I can restore the Togami family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
we won't give up.
Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and imagine the option for what's it?
That would be the end.
Kyoko's now gonna show up.
By the way,
Music's kind of
the only
bumping.
reason is thanks to the air. Say whatever you want if I die. In other words, as soon as the communal life you've all been living will come to an end. I can keep on living as long as all of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair.
I already said I would claim the Mastermind's life, by whatever means necessary.
So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
Don't lose hope now.
I'd just like to say I got through the entire trial flawlessly except for that fact.
I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Makoto and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything, does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck.
Oh, what's this about
I
luck?
think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair.
Getting goosebumps, legitimately.
You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you the ultimate hope.
That's better than regular hope. Eat
What do
that,
you
Final Fantasy 13.
What the hell are you?
Nice. The ultimate hope has been added to the true selection. Can I win anything with this? Seems like a cheat code.
Your stupid faces.
We just keep in all the trials.
Yeah.
The stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool. So unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
It's not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but still. But I still. I got my bullet lined up straight on your gosh darn head. Blink and you'll miss it.
You suck. So uncool. You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Your idiocy ends here.
You're gross. Suffer from despair.
I just love despair.
You suck. So uncool.
You're unbearable.
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless. Suffer from despair.
Despair.
Hope keeps on going.
I'm better than you!
I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
You've been played much like a fiddle. $1,486 points.
it looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
I'm top 357 2v2s raw. That's actually kind of hype.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing.
Me and my partner place 1,910. You really worked your way up.
With our
Things are
own
kind of crazy.
plans.
Last season we peaked at 1985. Not bad, not bad. And ended like 1860.
The hell?
That seems pretty crazy.
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
I lost? Me? No way.
That's
It can't be. You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
But there's no use trying to fight it now. Battle boots are so talentless. Oh yeah, for sure. Battle boots are stupid as frick.
Well, that's just totally the best.
If we did not have to fight that character, we would have been 2K easy. Yeah, I would have imagined. The battle boots are actually just so dumb right now. I don't know why they just released them and didn't think, hey, wait, maybe we should test these first and realize that they're easy as frick and actually so OP.
So this is despair.
Almost if they don't care or something.
Yeah. We came to school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. All of his SIGs spike or our active input, it's so wild. Yeah, it's legitimately just dumb. I feel like they want to be like, oh, we'll just make it easy so like we have a handicap character, you know? Detailed plan, even killed my own sister for it.
And now I...
Come this far and fail at the very end. And they are just always throwing out hitboxes. Yeah, it's literally just basically mashing. And DI. Give them this far and fail at the very end. It's the most ultimate despair. What are you talking about? Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately. This once-in-a-lifetime experiment. It is my first and last colossal despair here at the moment of death. To have a chance to taste the highest grade despair, the utter failure of my dreams. I'm so hopelessly happy right now. Wait, is she enjoying this? Anyway, so you're prepared to... are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing. Outside is only despair. Inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong. Huh?
Don't make me repeat.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over to his side. Everyone.
Hey,
You said that despair is as contagious as any disease,
however,
but the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us and see how true that is. Kyoko.
No.
Stop it. Stop. I hate those faces you're making. See those awful looks causing me nothing but pain.
There's one last thing.
Fine, let me just say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, that's no skin off my nose. But just be warned. From this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, maybe you'll find some hope, but there's a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course, because we... Shut up, shut up. That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right? Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Hold on. It's not like I want you to die. You don't have to.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
What?
How many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want now is to taste the despair of death that you only get once in life, so.
Don't get in my way! So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful! Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this. I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Just a little psychotic. Congratulations. Junko's been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Is it everything? The ultimate punishment. The 1,000 blows. The cage of death. The burning of the Versailles witch. Excavator destroyer. Blast off. She seems very indestructible. After school lesson. Doses. That was brutal. That the blood splatter everywhere. Oh my god. And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko Inoshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope Speak Academy. It was all over. Chapter 6. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. The end. You received the Monokuma hair tie present. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing changed. Well, with one exception. The air purifier turned off, just like Junko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Goodbye, Despair High School Epilogue. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door, nobody made a sound. It felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were struck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure, but in the end.
Hey.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. You guys enjoy staring at Kyoko. Okay. We can't just stand around like this forever. At some point, we need to leave. Nobody's surprised it was Kyoko who broke the silence.
Makoto.
Makoto, would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's word, I took out the object we've gotten. Up until the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko. And in the end, she dropped it for us.
So,
Is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
In other words,
I will force you out. She said that just before dropping that. It makes sense that it would be our way out of here.
But
You never know. Maybe it's just a switch that's going to make the school self-destruct. I mean, Yuko never said especially that she'd let us out here alive.
it's true.
You may be right about that. Maybe?
Yes.
Even though it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. Yeah, I guess that's true. There's nothing to worry about.
My beautiful scissors!
If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam so far up. Hey, where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind? It's all over. We're just about to leave school. What, leave? We can go outside? That means me and Master can get married. And then he'll give me a little jewel of a baby.
That's enough.
Please stop. That would be a, greater horror than anything I've encountered so far. Anyway, don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem.
But
It's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about. But you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks.
Serious?
Maybe when we get out of here, we'll see that everything she said in the world was a lie. Then on the other side of this door is a world that's peaceful as we remember. A lie, peaceful as we remember. Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live. Yeah, I guess so. And how do I put this? Unlike the school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But there also has to be lots of hope, right?
In other words,
An act of searching for hope to try and find it, that by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Togami dynasty. I'll go with you. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go.
you got it.
My first stop is going to be the closest donut shop. I can't figure out the rest from there. Or I can figure out the rest from there. And what are you going to do if there is no more donut shops or donuts?
Okay.
I'll just get some flour, make some myself, and if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat. I get it now. Is there no road? Or if there's no road, you just got to build one creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be?
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hagakure's life story is about to begin. Thanks, Ina. You've totally opened my eyes. Hey, personal space, buddy. You're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto.
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we can get out there and do something, have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us, and we're so small. What can we do? No, we can we can probably do anything. That's motivation. We can probably do something. Oh, yeah, we can do anything. Oh, that's better. We'll probably be fine, guys.
Guess this is goodbye. And goodbye to Sakura. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed, but if something does come up, you may as well let me know. I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
It looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm going to keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open, with my hands, with our hands. Hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. It's very bright. That's one bright future out there. Holy moly. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Bad joke.
What's behind that door? The credits. Look at all the flowers. And then begins the story of Undertale. I'll let you guys somehow make a transition to how this ends up to Undertale.
Go sick at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like Makoto Sands.
Or just make like an OVA to fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
OVA of 2 games. You get the point.
Yeah. A lot of despair going on right about now. Well, I guess we'll keep watching the credits, but we might try and do some of the extra things that there are to do. That's the plan anyway. I don't know if we're going to get done all of it, because we only really have tomorrow, and then maybe later on Sunday after work. Technically, we can play later tonight as well, but it's already 11:30, and we still gotta get some grub and exercise, so we might do another stream though. That form, that stance. Yeah, I think the main thing is the anime is really good, right? Or like the animation, whatever, you know? The thing is I feel like it definitely didn't go into as much detail as the game. You know? In the game, I kind of feel like you got to know the characters a little bit more, as well as like the crimes were a lot more complex, I feel. Like some of them were pretty much like the same, but I feel like in the animation or whatever, I feel like it was like they kind of hid information from you because, you know, it's like you weren't the one investigating, so it's not like Moko just went around all those places and like found out all the information. You were kind of like in on it, you know? It's more of like, I mean, to be fair, I do want to rewatch it after knowing everything and all the evidence and all, everything, and just see like how it works, but I don't think it was nearly as complicated, you know? But I definitely want to watch it again and just compare. Yeah, the game was really, really fun. I'm not gonna lie. You don't think it would be fun because, you know, it's a lot of walking and talking and not a lot of like, you know, actually like playing, but it was pretty good. Pretty good. I definitely want to play the other games though. And I plan on it. I don't know if we'll do it immediately after this or not. I feel like it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to though. Just get them all done in one fell swoop. You know? But we'll see. I want to get all this extra stuff done, if possible. Yeah. The only thing I knew going into it really was the first 2 murders. I knew like a lot of it. The first one, obviously, I knew like everything about. The second one, I knew a good bit. The third one, I didn't really remember. I don't remember who died and who, like, how the thing went down. Then the fourth one, what was the fourth one? I guess that was Sakura. That I kind of remembered. I just didn't remember how everything went down, like whatsoever. And then with the fifth one, I literally knew nothing except the dead body was in the garden. And then the final trial, I didn't really remember anything. So, yeah. But when we play the other games, I'm pretty sure I will have literally zero information. Because I don't even remember all the characters, let alone if they even have trials. I don't even know if they do have trials, actually.
Gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I actually don't remember how the other ones were. I feel like they had trials, at least one of them. I kind of feel like it was more of a mini game kind of thing, kind of like more like a Squid Game kind of situation, you know? It was like a basic elimination kind of thing, but instead of them just killing each other and solving out a crime, it's more like just games that they play and some people survive and stuff. I don't know exactly, but I really want to play the other ones to compare. Then you get like the whole timeline all at once, you know? Monokuma. Wait, how is Monokuma even alive? Aren't they just being controlled by Junko?
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
Is he actually like... What? I'm confused. Okay. An Easter egg? That's disturbing. I don't want to know where that came from. This is a what if simulated type play mode. What does that even mean, Jared?
Well, that's the only way we have to complete all endings. If you couldn't have guessed.
That's the only way you can complete all endings?
Well, that's the minigame thing where we do have to complete all endings for an achievement.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's probably pretty short then, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I think so, because I think if I remember correctly, what it seems like is like the what if situations. Is again, it's like what if, you know? So it's probably like puts us into a random part of the game, and it's like, what if this happened instead? You know, like maybe like what if Sayaka did kill Leon? You know?
Gotcha.
Or what if Makoto didn't get killed? You know? Or what if Kyoko would have been killed? How the trial would have went? You know? Something like that. You know? It seems actually really interesting. Okay, the special bonuses. Oh, you can even access the store from here. Character Valley. Intimacy events? Okay, so these are all the conversation levels and all that. So we can see what level we are with people. That's good to know. Sam, school store. That'll probably help us a little bit since we'll be able to see what level people are. All that.
Yeah.
View spirits and listen to character voices. Or sprites. Yeah, sprites. Okay. Yeah, that seems cool. Well, I guess we'll definitely do school mode. However, though, for right now, chat, I think we are gonna hop off and get some foods going and exercise, and then after that, I think we'll try the school mode for like 2-ish hours. Gonna be very tight finishing everything though, like very. You know. To be fair, if we're just up at a decent time tomorrow, all we have to do is finish Overwatch thing, right? Because we just finished the Battle for the Gods. On Monday, we should be able to finish the thing. If on Sunday, we play Danganronpa, because that's the day it gets removed, I'm pretty sure, is Sunday. But I'm pretty sure it'll be like, hopefully not directly at the time, you know? Because it'll be removed on Sunday, so playing Sunday might not be very possible. I don't know. I think we just gotta try, you know? I don't know, chat. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Our other option, though, Jared, which we might do, is maybe tomorrow we'll just do Danganronpa, not Overwatch. Because we can finish Monday. We can probably do weeklies and that, especially since we won't be doing Danganronpa. So tomorrow will be pure Danganronpa. And then when I get back from work, if it's still up, we haven't finished everything, we'll do that. That sounds good to me, right? Tomorrow's also leg day, so do we want to start with leg day so we can just like binge Danganronpa extra stuff? Nah. Probably better take a break somewhere, you know, and just do that. Okay. Anyway, chat, we got a heck of a day planned out for us, but as always, make sure to like, follow, and obey, and we'll catch you a flippity flop, a ribbit, and If you're on YouTube, links in the description for links to Twitch, the TikTok, and the Twitter. Or just want to watch live. And if you're on Twitch, exclamation point, any of the social on screen, you'll get a link directly to it. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.